I spent 35 years finding the solution to anxiety so you don't have to. I tried everything. The supplements, I tried the medications, I tried the therapies, I even got a couple brain scans done. None of them worked. It was all just a band-aid solution that didn't help me get to the root. So I've been implementing this process for an entire year and my chronic anxiety is completely gone. The problem is you're not gonna like it because it's not some quick hack fix. But man, is it an effective fix. And if you want to learn more about recovering from chronic anxiety and regulating your nervous system, don't forget to like and subscribe. It may seem easier to try these things to make it go away. Things like EFT, taking a pill, meditating, exercising it away. But that is the least effective way to get rid of your anxiety. It is temporary, it is a band-aid, and it doesn't get to the root of why you have anxiety in the first place. For most of us who struggle with that chronic, unrelenting, constant, debilitating anxiety, there was a starting point for it. There's a high likelihood that there was something very real in your environment that created that anxiety in the first place. But once that anxiety becomes chronic, it means that the anxiety switch has just been flipped on and it stays on all the time and we need to get it to flip back off. And don't worry, this doesn't mean you can't use any of your favorite tools. If you love meditation or you love EFT, all of those things I think are amazing, except when they are done with the energy of, I hate this feeling, I cannot be with it, and I need to make it go away fast. Any tool used from that energy is not going to work long term. I want you to understand in a very real way that your reaction up until this point with your anxiety, your reaction of fear, of panic, of needing to fix it, of doing anything you can to make it go away, is actually what has strengthened and reinforced the loop of anxiety. You have innocently locked that anxiety on, programmed that anxiety to be very important, because when you respond with focus, fear, attention, and frustration, you are telling your brain, hey, we are really locked in on this. We are focused on it. It's very important. In fact, give us more of it. When you experience anxiety and you have symptoms come up and you pause and give yourself a moment to say, I'm going to just let this be here. I'm not going to engage with my anxiety. I'm not going to get super interested in the content of my thinking around the anxiety. Whatever it produces, it's fine if it's there. This is going to be challenging in the beginning. It's going to feel very, very counterintuitive. And it's going to feel even dangerous to your nervous system because it feels very important and very urgent to attend to the threat. But when your body and your nervous system is constantly reflecting to you that there's an active threat, there's an active threat, there's an active threat, you know that no amount of fixing or trying to solve is ever going to work. If it was going to work, it would have worked. So you need to try something new. You need a new tool in your arsenal. This is the tool, allowing and welcoming your anxiety. Every time you allow your anxiety to be there without responding to it and reacting to it with these really heavy, intense emotions, you are unwiring your anxiety. You are essentially unlearning the anxiety loops in your brain. Your response is what has programmed and kept the loop going, but your changed response is what can unlearn that loop and solve your chronic anxiety for good. So the next time your anxiety shows up, you're going to welcome it. You're going to allow it to be there. You're going to invite it in. You're going to say, hey, come take a seat. I'm not afraid of you. And you're going to celebrate every single win that you have that anxiety, that you experience those physical symptoms, that you experience that pit in your stomach, those racing thoughts, those intrusive thoughts, and you decide to pause in that moment and say, wait, this is it. This is the moment where if I can simply change my reaction to this, I can change my anxiety. No one ever told me to do this. I spent years reading every book, talking to professionals, spending a lot of money to try to get to the root of this. Nobody ever told me to allow my anxiety to be there. And the problem is that I don't think I would have listened anyway. For many of us who struggle with anxiety, it takes getting to a very deep, dark, hopeless, optionless place to allow a solution like this to enter and to be willing to try it. That was the place that I was at. My body got to a point where it was screaming out in chronic pain. I had a dental procedure done, started chronic facial pain, and that subsequently spread to my entire body, head to toe, burning nerve pain. I knew that the root of it was my nervous system. I knew that the root of that was my anxiety, and I had no choice but to figure it out. And only then was I willing to listen to something like this. And only then was I really willing to give allowing and welcoming my anxiety and all my symptoms and all my thoughts and all my sensations a go. Whether it was thoughts, feelings, sensations, pain, I knew that the way out was through, and the way through was letting it be there and living my life anyway. My hope for you, though, is that you don't let yourself get to rock bottom before you try this. If you are at rock bottom, I get it. I see you. I know what that's like. And this is your way out. Most people aren't ready. They're not ready for this solution, but you'll know if you are. Give it a try. What have you got to lose? I get it. This isn't sexy. It isn't a quick fix. It isn't how to get rid of your anxiety in 48 hours, but it works. When you stop fighting your anxiety will stop fighting you. So next time it shows up, practice allowing instead of fixing. This is the beginning of regulation and the end of your chronic anxiety for good. And don't forget to smash that like button.